Hello, everyone. I'm Mariela Condorena. Thank you all for finding time and visiting today's webinar, expanding our range and expanding our learners and our range of vocabulary. Before we start, let me explain how you can talk to us during this webinar. But before that, please don't forget to follow us and join us on our Facebook or WhatsApp or YouTube and Google site. Visit us, please. Now, we are going to continue with some directions now in Spanish. Por favor, recuerden a todos, estimados colegas, a toda la audiencia, que para escribir sus preguntas en este webinar lo tenemos que hacer en los comentarios con su nombre y el lugar de donde nos escriben. Las respuestas a sus preguntas y comentarios de igual manera van a ser respondidas por nuestro ponente en la ronda de preguntas que va a ser al finalizar su exposición. Y de igual manera recuerden que vamos a compartir el enlace para poder llenar el formulario de registro de asistencia, nuestro exit ticket o ticket de salida, el cual va a estar disponible por 20 minutos. Remember that you can say, you may send in your questions at any time during the presentation. We will collect this and address them during the question and answer section at the end of today's presentation. Now it's time to know our guest speaker. Please, Miss Sulamita Chukden, could you introduce her, please?
Sure. Thank you, Miss Mariela Condorena. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to our 11th webinar. I'm Sulamita, and I'm going to introduce our guest speaker for today's webinar. It's a honor for me to give some information about Leonor Marín. Leo is a teacher of English and Spanish as a foreign language, teacher trainer, currently working on writing well-being activities for teachers. Leo studied education at National Pedagogical Institute, Monterrico, postgraduate on course and syllabus design at St. Mary's University, study skills at Lancaster University, business cultural trainer at International House in United Kingdom, co-authored English Express within the Education National Project, English for Secondary Schools, British Government and Ministry of Education Agreement, Hornby Summer School in São Paulo, British Council in Brazil. Leo has participated in conferences in Peru, Ecuador, Brazil, Spain, and UK. Now, past president, she was academic advisor of Peru Tech and now MC Education and Associated CEO. The webinar for today is expanding our learners and our range of vocabulary. Leo Marín, thank you for accepting our invitation and welcome. The audience is all yours.
Hear me? Your microphone, please. Yeah.
Yes, now my mic is on. Yes, and the video is on. Right. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Solita, for the introduction. Yes, it is an honor for me as well. Yes, to be here in this big community of teachers of English, of English in Peru. All right. Yes, and the title of this presentation is, well, how to expand not only our learners' range of vocabulary, but also ours, you know. Okay, we keep worried about expanding our learners' vocabulary, but what about we as teachers? So then I reduce the title and I I decided just in the last minute, because we keep changing and changing titles, and I said, keep calm and expand your vocabulary. So it could be for learners, it could be for teachers, right? So the overview, oh yeah, this is the logo of what I am representing. I am giving this workshop on behalf of MC Education and Associates. And I would like to begin presenting the overview, what we will see. And I'll begin with a brief definition of vocabulary and the importance of vocabulary, and then the key aspects. Yes, that's in the first slide, I guess. And then some steps to learning, yes, to learning new words. All right, some steps to learning new words, and then some activities, and finally the conclusion. Yeah, this is in the third slide. Yes, hello. All right, yes. Now, I have to mention something that I've made. I have changed the order, so it's not going to be a bit dull, a bit boring. So while I'm going to be talking about vocabulary in the importance, the paramount importance, I should say, we're going to have an activity, and then I'm going to keep talking about key aspects, and then we're going to have an activity. So what it is at, you know, at the end, activities are going to be actually while the whole presentation, in such a way that I finish at 7:30, and then we can have those 15 minutes for questions and answers, all right? So we're going to begin. And the definition of vocabulary, you can see there. So it's a definition of vocabulary is there. Remember that whenever you give a presentation, if you have something written there, you don't have to read it. But there are some pictures, yes. You actually have two pictures in the first one. Yes, a second, and the third and the fourth one. And it says that vocabulary is the main, is essential, is the heart, all right, component of the language, all right? And what does it give? What does it give? It provides what? It provides the foundation for how well students will learn what? You are going to, maybe you can text if you want in your chats. Learners will, students will learn what? In the first picture they are, and something that we like to do, they're what? They are in the chat. You can text what you think. Look at the boy. He's saying something funny to the girl. Yes, all right. So in the first picture, actually he's speaking, right? He's speaking. And what is she doing? She's laughing. Why is she laughing? Because she has listened, right? She has listened. So we have in the blanks, it should be for how well learners, right, speak, listen, all right? Hilda Rosario, speak, read, okay. Okay, right, yes, very good. Yes, you have mentioned very well, yes. Yes, and we have these skills, okay? Yes, and speaking, listening, reading. Reading is very important, and writing as well, especially if we're talking. Linda Chavez, they will enhance their speaking and listening. Very good, Linda. I totally agree with you, Linda. Yes. All right. Yes. So something very important. All right. So vocabulary is not just, you know, the bad boy, all right, or the black sheep. No. Vocabulary is a link, it's a connection among all these skills, all right, is a very important link, I should say. Now, what about the importance of vocabulary? What about the importance of vocabulary? Now, the importance of vocabulary, okay, in many years ago, it was not given that much importance. The importance was given like 30 years ago. Why? Because this paramount importance permitted linguists to talk about things like collocations, things like idiomatic expressions. Oh, right, that's in the next slide. Sorry, that's in the, oh, okay, in the next slide, and then we come back to that. Yes, sorry, in the next importance, right. So it has a very important role in communication and acquisition. We cannot communicate if we don't have what? If we don't have this this engine for something that we need to express. I've always said that I find it really unfair when teachers said, okay, now you're going to work in person, you two, and you're going to talk about, let's say, you're going to talk about, right, climate change. And we haven't worked on all the repertoire about climate change, right? And it is important that we have to pre-teach words, and not only to pre-teach, but give all the tools for the students to be able to talk about something. And it is, whose job is it? It is their parents' job? No, they can maybe tell about that, but in Spanish. It is our job. It is my job as a teacher to give the tools to my students in order to develop a topic. But if they know the tools, in this case, the words, all right, the words that they will need to develop a topic, then they will succeed. So that's why the primary role that it was given to vocabulary was the function to be able to communicate and to acquire the language. And the access for lexical corpora, that especially was very important for applied linguists, to find out words and you know, investigate. And after this investigation, then we had collocations, we had the famous idiomatic expressions, we have the famous metaphors, we have lexical phrases, among others. And I've had one example that it says, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. What does it mean? We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Okay, don't worry. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So what's the meaning of this? We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. We'll solve that problem when we finish this. And this is an idiom, all right? So it was not that until 30 years ago that it was possible really to work, to squeeze the language in such a way to be able to work with vocabulary in such a way that it has the power. Words have power. We cannot deny that, okay? So this is an idiom, all right? A collocation, what is a collocation? For example, when we're saying, you have to do your homework, and then your students say, why not make the homework? You might say, because it was born like that. That's a collocation, all right? For example, why do we say black and white, and why we don't say white and black, all right? We have collocations in all the language. Like when we say in Spanish, café con leche, so why not leche con café or café con leche? They were born like that. So exactly happens as well in English. And I was telling you at the beginning that we're going to have, like, you know, theory and then also activities. And one of these activities that help a lot are nursery rhymes. Now, not because of the fact that the name, very good, that the name is nursery rhymes, that we have the name nursery rhymes, means that it is going to be used with, you know, with with girls in nursery. You know that in nursery, the learners are 3, 4, and 5. No, we use this in primary. I have used these rhymes with my methodology students, and it has had a wonderful effect. I will never forget. Now, if you look at the picture, which nursery rhyme do you think we're talking about? Which nursery rhyme? Do you remember? Your answers in the chat. If you look at this girl, what is she doing? All right. Yes, and you're right. If you have, can we have the next slide, please? Right. Yes, and our nursery rhyme, and it's so well known. If you're happy and you know it, yes. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Now, something that sometimes we do is that we read this or we sing it very fast. And we have to remember that Orieta Roman clapping. Oh, Orieta Roman is clapping, says Mariela. All right, okay. And yes, you must be asking, why has Leo said that they're very, very slowly? Of course, it depends on the level of our students, in the level of our students. That song is so, it is beautiful. Dina Raquel Andrade, Tapia. Yeah, it is beautiful. Absolutely. And this, those nursery rhymes are songs that all babies know, they know by heart. They memorized and they remember until they are adults, especially in UK. Not much in US. It's much more of the culture in UK. Now, it depends on the level. For example, if we're going to teach, and I am much oriented to the state school, if you're going to start, okay, with our first grade, and we say, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands, pam, pam. If you're happy, you know it, clap your hands, pam, pam. If you're happy, you know, if you're really want to show, if you're happy, you know it, clap your hands, pam, pam. Come on, the student is going to feel discouraged. And we don't want to make our students, our learners feel discouraged. On the contrary, we want to attract our students. We want to engage our students. So there's no need to say the nursery rhymes like, I don't know, in a very fast way. No, when we as teachers want to practice, we have our time. Yes, I know that actually I was telling Mariela that classes begin on Monday. Gosh, yes. All right. So I know that it begins a real hard work for all of you teachers, all of teachers from state and from private schools. And then we need to have this, like, is going to be like relaxing, Students need to relax as well. So if you're going to say it like very fast, they're not going to be motivated, but on the contrary, they're going to be demotivated, and we don't want to have a student demotivated, right? Now, if you have, for example, if students are going to have the same nursery rhyme in the next year, of course they can do it okay, a bit faster, I should say. All right, so nursery rhymes are very much used to provide new words. Okay, for example, they didn't know clap. Okay, and just by doing the action, they realize that this means clap, and they're going to get home. And this is something that I really love when I teach, that you don't only teach one person, because when the student, and especially if we're talking about primary or nursery, the student goes back home, well, now he doesn't go back home, he stays at home. And I'm sure that this is going to be this whole year, online, remote classes. And then he or she is going to transmit this to his or her parents. And in a way, they are going also to learn. I love this connection between students and parents. Like if the girl, for example, or if the boy, all right, if the boy is clapping and then the boy repeats clap, okay, the dad is going to be so proud and he's going to say, oh my God, clap, look, clap, clap. That there's some magic in what we do, teachers. And I know that we are so proud of what we are doing. Right, so let's see what the next slide has. Yes. Oh, the importance of, oh, I already, also, sorry, I already talked about the importance, yes. Okay, we have, now this is the most common. Yes, I looked for the most common nursery rhyme, and I found that Incy Wincy Spider was the most common nursery rhyme in UK. I didn't ask about the US because they don't use, actually it's much used in UK. So if you read Incy Wincy Spider, that usually comes, you know, with this black spider. If you read, I'm going to read just the first, okay, just the first stanza. It says, Incy Wincy Spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. So Incy Wincy Spider went up the water spout again. Now, can we teach this in secondary? Yes, no, yes, no, in the chat. Can we teach this in secondary, in state schools? Yes, no? Come on, Leo, how come? Yes, no, only yes or no, yes, no, yes, no. You think that we can teach Incy Wincy Spider in secondary? No, yes, no, yes, yes, no, hello, hello. Yes, okay, I've got one yes. Okay. Yes, no, yes. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. We're talking about the past tense, all right? And we have a verb that we don't usually see. So this is, you know, they are getting a new verb in past tense, spout. And then we have went up. They have went, okay? But it is, you know, and they can memorize, and it's very easy to, it's very catchy. It's very catchy. And they can even have competition. You know that teenagers love competition, right? Okay, so we're going to continue. Let's see what we have. Oh, I love this, all right? Yeah, Dina, I totally agree with you, Dina. They enjoy it, especially when they have this competition. Remember that we, when we have competitions, we, even teaching online, we have these competitions, having a student A and a student 1, right? Or group 1 and group, what? A. Never A or B, 1 or 2, because they are equal, equality, yes? 1 or A, all right? Yes, we can use phrasal verbs. Of course, Manolo, I totally agree with you. Yes, very good idea, Manolo. Sure, right. Now, what about work consciousness? Okay, now, work consciousness is something that, okay, this is for teachers, okay? Yes, 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 Hilda, singing is great for vocabulary. Yes, yes. Hilda, I'm going to, sorry, I'm going to have a parenthesis. I'm going, especially talking about music. We use music, we use songs, and many people criticize. However, I do defend the use of music when we have a purpose, when we have prepare a lesson plan on on using a son, all right? However, I do not defend, all right, using a son because you don't have anything else to do. No. When you use a son, you must have a purpose. You must have an objective, what to do. By the end of this application, I will get this, all right? Okay, now, and this is when we, for example, pre-teach words, and then we just say them, or just, oh, okay, and we don't really check if it is clear for all our students. If we have 30 students and 29 students have gotten the meaning of the word, and if there's one who didn't, I cannot continue with the class. I cannot, all right? So this is about word consciousness, all right? Being aware and interested in words and word meanings. We have to make students to be interested in words and words meanings. And then we have the name of the authors, yes. And then we have also to make our students notice, to make our students know when and how they are used, all right? So it's not that we just, all right, okay, that word, for example, to have lunch, all right? Okay, or for example, to realize, all right, yes, oh yeah, that's the meaning. No, we have to give a context. We have to give an example, 2 examples, 3 examples, all right? We have to use our context, If I'm living in Trujillo, I have to use, for example, Sheila went to, what's the name of this page that I used to go? Oh my goodness, my memory. Sheila went to, there's a beach in Trujillo. Please help me to remember. My memory is going. My goodness. Oh gosh, anybody, any volunteer to help me the name of the beach in Trujillo? It begins with P. No, nobody, please. Mercy. Sheila went to, oh my God, and I lived in Trujillo. Huanchaco, Hilda, I love you. Hilda, you will have a book of fairy tale stories, Hilda, I promise. All right, so Sheila went to Huanchaco, and when she was there, she realized that she hadn't taken her wallet. All right. So I'm giving an example using the context where we live, but it's not enough just using the example. All right. Using the example and say, oh yeah, I realize. Or when the student says, teacher, something that I don't like, because you have a name and the student has a name also. We respect the student and students also respect the teacher. And so that's the meaning of the word consciousness. But it has to do a lot on the way the teacher dedicates to the students, all right? On the way the teacher dedicates to the students. So it's not enough. It's never enough just saying, oh yeah, this means this, all right? Okay? No, we have, it takes time, but we have to work on this. Or you can, for example, you can organize projects with some idiomatic expressions, for example. All right, so consciousness, to be conscious about something, to be conscious about what you teach. And the learner, the student, to be conscious about what he's learning. It's also his responsibility. It's not only the teachers, but the learner's responsibility as well. So let's continue, all right? And we have, what do we have here? I love words. Yes, I love words. Yes, there was, I saw it, you know, it was, and I guess that, and we are having a question. Oh, if you love words, you must remember a game that you have in the school, that it was a check of how fast you could be remembering words. And we're going to have that competition right now in this moment, okay? I hope you can have it. Maybe you can have some papers. Okay, are you ready? Some papers. You need just a pen, pencil, or and a piece of paper. In English, the name of this competition, of this, I don't call it game because it's not a game, it's a competition. It's a competition, all right? The name of this competition is STOP, all right? Shall we go to the next slide? Yes, this is the one. So we have some categories here. We have name, last name, object, fruit, animal, verb, and total. Now, this number of categories are going to change depending on the grade. When I was working, for example, at an institute, and I was teaching the preparation for the, what now is first Cambridge examinations, I was doing this, but I use adverbs because that adverbs is, you know, this is key in the examinations. So I use a lot adverbs, and that really made students, you know, not learn, but I should say digest adverbs, which is very important. Okay, I'm having a message, a very important message. All right, are you with me? Yes? Okay. Do you have your paper and your pen or pencil in the chat? Yes, no, yes, no. We're going to have only 2 letters, okay? No more than 2 letters. Yeah, oh yeah, yes, yes, actually, Madeleine, yes, thank you, Mariela. Yes, this is what we call in Spanish tutti frutti. Yes, in English, the name is stop, because the team, and we work in teams, remember, we can, okay, for those who can use Zoom, you can break out the room and you have your teams. But for the ones who work with the state schools, you can do like individually. Oh yeah, yes, it is really motivating, Betsy. I agree with you. Yes, when you see that your students are like, you really realize, you know your students, and you can really see when your students are like, oh, they are moving, you know. Marcos, oh, you like it so much. Oh, students like it so much. Okay, let's see. All right, who's going to be the winner then now? All right, so are you ready? I'm going to use just only 2 letters, okay? Because then we won't have enough time, right? Because we have the, yes, we have, all right. Are you ready? Yes, I want to read a yes, please. Are you ready? Name, last name, object, fruit, animal. Oh, Julissa, I am ready. Yes, very good, Julissa. Congratulations. So object, fruit, animal, verb, and total. They should begin with the same letter at the beginning, okay? And this is a recollection of vocabulary as well. And this is an extremely good exercise, believe it or not. Yes, Erlinda, it activates the students, and it activates the students' memory as well. Yes, it activates the students' memory. It makes a short circuit in our students' memory, in our memory as well, because we have to be like this, because you must know the answers for this. There's no way you can have this activity if you don't know the answers. No way. Ready. So the first letter is going to be S. S as in Sylvia. Go. You have to write, okay? Don't cheat, please, don't cheat. You have to write. Brenda? Why, Brenda? Brenda. Okay. Mariela, Brenda says that we never read her comments. Okay, Brenda, we're going to pay more attention, Brenda, so sorry. You have to write the answers because if you say stop, you have to, your paper is going to be shown, you know, in the camera. Wilson Quispe, Sanchez. No, but they have to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items. Not only 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pitu Lazarte Sara. Yes, got it. All right, we have a winner. David Alexander Cuadros. So, snake. But the fruit, okay. Fruit soap. Smithson. All right. But there was one, Mariela, that finished. I guess that it was P2. All right, her name was P2. Okay. No, stop. We finish. Okay, wait. Revenge. Now, please, the letter is going to be W. W as in William. W as in William. We finish with this. W as in William. 3, 2, 1, go. It's very easy with W. Okay, wait. William Watson window. Wait. Paola. Okay, Paola, yes. Paola won the second, okay, with the second letter. So, Mariela, Paola, and Pitsu were the winners. Yes, all right. Paola and Pitsu were the winners, Mariela. Yes. And then and congratulations to all the ones who are sending all the answers. I'm really happy. Yes. I'm really happy for your participation, really. Yes. Now, something very important on reflection. Okay. This really, it's okay. It's not, I don't consider this a game, but I consider this a what? An activity that makes students, okay, a what? Vocabulary. This brings vocabulary. This brings vocabulary here, all right? Yes. Now, I am very surprised and I'm very happy and proud of all right, of the attendees today, because with S, I don't know what happens with the strawberry, but even when I have trainings with teachers, and they have to fill fruit with S. I don't know what happens with the strawberry. I don't know if they don't like strawberry. I don't know if a strawberry has something, I don't know, something bad on it, but they don't remember strawberry. You don't remember strawberry. Was it for you a bit difficult to remember strawberry? Hello, yes, no, yes, no. Was it for you a bit difficult to remember strawberry? Yes, no? Hello? Yes? No? Yes, it was difficult. Yeah, I don't know what happens with the word strawberry, but this is a very good activity that, of course, you're not going to do this every day, because when you have an activity that is really successful, we cannot overdo it, because then students get what? They really get tired. So it works really when you want to refresh vocabulary, when you want to do a review, for example, and then you can do with different years and it changes, all right? For example, you're not going to mention object, but you're going to write, for example, adjective, or you're not going to mention animal, but you're going to replace with adverb, okay? Now, let's see what comes. Okay, and we have, yes. Now, a word changes the meaning, the mood, and the motivation. Do you agree? If so, why? If you don't, why? A word changes the meaning, the mood, and the motivation. Some volunteers, please. A word changes the meaning, the mood, and the motivation. Some volunteers. You are very active. You are very active because you have been participating a lot. So come on, let's continue participating. I really like this audience. Albert, yes? Yes, Albert, what do you say about this quote? This is a quote, actually. A word changes the meaning, the mood, and the motivation. All right, so Rosa Leonor, oh, Leonor, my namesake. Yes, you know, my namesake, Tocaya. Okay, she said that words have energy. Yes, yes, I totally agree with you. They can have positive energy and they can have negative energy. It depends on how we say. Roxy Torres, it is important how to present the word. Yeah, I was mentioning that, Roxy. I totally agree with you, right? Yes. Alanis Trujillo, yes, it brings out emotions. Oh my God, I really like, it brings out emotion, right? Yes. Yes, and then Consuelo, great to need to be very careful when expressing our ideas while, yes, continue, Consuelo. Yes, yes, and I want to refer to last Saturday's presentation. Hilda Rosario, nice word motivates to do wonderful things. I love that. Nice words motivates to do wonderful things. Well, last Saturday we have the launching of this company, Maria. Lisa, because the words have power and some of them give energy. Yes, yes. I totally agree. I highly agree, I should say. And last Saturday we have this this panel, and actually I have to talk about the feedback, Consuelo. Hope you are listening. And there was a part in which you were participating and you said that no, because we don't have good pronunciation. And I said, I don't agree. And I don't agree with the part that you say that you don't have good pronunciation, because you have a very good pronunciation. And I didn't finish my sentence, right? Elizabeth Guerra, an assertive word has power. I love that, yes. And I guess that this message, this quote goes for us teachers. A word changes the meaning, the mood, and the motivation. Roxana Namok, when we use the appropriate word, we can change the attitude of the students. I love you, Roxana. I love you. We don't know, or we know about our students. And especially in this pandemic, we are having lots of difficult situations, all right, in their houses. They don't live in they don't live in mansions. They have to live maybe 6 people in a tiny house, all right? Irma Beatriz, you are a very sweet person. Oh, you are a very sweet person, Irma. You are a very sweet person. You are a very sweet person as well. So can you imagine our student, and especially if he or she's a teenager, how many disagreements maybe she or he has listened between their parents? It's not easy. It's not easy to live, you know, like 8 people in a small place. It's not easy. It's not easy to have relatives who have died. It is. A word can change everything for good or bad. Absolutely. Yes. Yes, absolutely. So I think that we are in a moment that tomorrow, that the day after tomorrow, you can change the meaning of our students' life. You can change the mood of our students' life, and you can change the motivation of our students' life. Teenagers now, you might have heard, teenagers are having a lot of cases of this disease that I don't want even to mention, but I have to mention. I don't like even to mention because I feel goosebumps. You know, goosebumps, goosebumps, this COVID-19. So we have children and we have teenagers, but it is difficult. But there we are to protect to protect our students and to use the word, but to be assertive, all right? If the student doesn't understand, to be double assertive and to be patient. I know that we will be using a WhatsApp because there's no other tool that we have been given by the Ministry of Education. No. And I don't think that classes will begin in May or in July in a presential mode because I wouldn't risk my my son's health and my health as well. All right. So the word has power. The word has power, but let's give the word now, especially in this pandemic time, a positive or an optimistic sense, because I don't like, you know, I don't even like the word positive because I relate with the result positive of maybe this test, right? Okay, thank you. You had a very a great participation. I continue. I haven't finished. Sorry. Need to use like, yes, kind words, because the word has power. Yes, the word has power. The way we say the things, we have to be very tactful. And when we correct, we have to be very tactful as well. We might rephrase the words, and remember that we are not native. We are not native. Charles, words make students feel free to express their opinions. Excellent. You know, sometimes teenagers, you know, they are very introvert, so they don't express at home. Or maybe they have dad who is very chauvinist, machista. Okay, but if you let him, as I forgot the name, as the teacher mentioned, that we have to let them express, he's going to feel in heaven in the class. And he's going to love their English classes, okay? The other classes as well. Yeah, because the word has power, but we give meaning to the word. We give meaning to the word. And everything has a consequence. So as a consequence, they are going to like English. And as a consequence, they are going to do their homework. And we haven't told them, we haven't threatened them, we haven't told them, if you don't do the English homework, you will. No, we just care first about them. All right. Hi, how are you? How do you feel today? We don't start the class like, okay, hello, good morning. Okay, open your books. Oh, okay. Now, yes, now it's number 1. Okay, let's see. All right. So Acuña. Okay, page number 2. Okay, so no, forget it. This is not teaching. This is not vocation. This is nothing. Do something else. This is not vocation, right? Okay, so let's see what we have. What we have next. Neither yes nor no. Okay, neither yes nor no. Now, this is an activity that has to do as well with vocabulary. Maybe it is familiar because it comes from, I should have written, but it comes from Penier. You know, Penier is amazing. And she has a book, a green book that is called Chimbote, Glory Camones. Love you to Chimbote, love you. Glory Camones, Chimbote, Peru, yes. And the name of the book is 5-Minute Activities. I have the book, I can lend the book if you want. And one of the many activities is neither yes nor no. And this implies to have really resources from vocabulary, okay? So I make a question and you have to answer, but you cannot use neither yes nor no. I know that maybe some of you or most of you know it. Okay, so for example, if I make a question, do you like English? Do you like English? Could you text your answers, please? Could you text your answers? Please, come on, go. Do you like English? Answers. Come on. It's nice. It's Saturday night fever. Do you like English? Magabi Chandat, I like that book, please. All right. Okay, Magabi, I will lend it to you. Of course, Rocio. Yeah, very good. Excellent. More answers. So only 2. Sarai, yes. Oops. I love it. All right. Yeah. So the objective of this activity is that the student cannot pronounce yes nor no. Of course, yes. But we have to provide students with words. So I was a very bad teacher because I didn't provide you with some words that are much used. Frequency adverbs. I love English. Very good, Marianela. Yes. Yes. Praise to Marianela as well. Like, for example, frequency adverbs, always, frequently, never. All right. Although never has a negative connotation, but is accepted. Now, I love learn English. I love English. Absolutely. Oh, but you said absolutely yes, Carlos. Absolutely yes, Carlitos. All right. And talking about absolutely, the more you use adverbs, the better. And using adverbs is like preparing for international exams. Absolutely, definitely, unfortunately, fortunately, all right? So this amount of new words or this amount of lexical items that you are that you are giving to your students is not in the book and does not correspond to be taught. But remember something very important, that we should go beyond. Sometimes I think that students are underestimated. We think, or maybe it's not we, but maybe somebody thought that students can get to this level. But I tell you, all right, let me tell you that I always, for example, if I have to teach basic 5, I go a bit more. So I did a bit of B6, because I think that, I don't know if the society has underestimated the students. I don't know why. I don't know why. So I don't know if I did badly, if I did, but our students are amazing, all right? So what I usually do is I pre-teach adverbs, which is, I mean, adverbs are very much used, especially in first, which it used to be FC, and then frequency adverbs, all right? And it has, this activity has adrenaline because I give time, okay? I give time. So in the exam, they have time as well, all right? So it's like a mock. It's like a mock and they don't know, of course, right? So, and students are very imaginative when they have to prepare questions, all right? Okay, now you're going to ask questions, please. You're going to ask questions. Could you please ask me questions? And this is something that we have to talk about. Why students cannot ask questions? They should ask questions. They should have to structure a question. When they travel, they are the ones to make questions. So volunteers, please ask me questions. I'm going to play neither yes nor no, but I'm going to, you have to ask me questions. Okay, come on. Oh, nobody asked me questions. Oh my God. Oh my God, Mariela, what can I do? Come on. I would like to. The question, okay, thank you very much, Silvia. Very good question. The question was, are you from Trujillo? I would very much like to, was my answer. Okay, Gio, sometimes. The question was, do you teach English? My answer was sometimes. Great, great. Come on, go, 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 go. More questions, more questions. Often. Are you happy? Often. Where are you from? Oh, where are you from? Colombia. Remember, they have to be yes, no questions. Consuelito, for about, gosh, Consuelo, for about 15 years. Okay. All right, come on, go, 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 go. Did you visit Arequipa? Gosh, long time ago. Vilma, thank you. More questions. Marianela Jermín Chavez, do you live in Peru? Sometimes. Come on, come on. More men, because more women are making questions. Do you live abroad? Often. Come on, women are winning, sorry. Women are participating more. Oh, Carlos Chavez, do you like Peruvian food? Love it. Love it, absolutely love it. And okay, it's same. And the last question is, you are from Lima, aren't you? I am from Colombia. Oh, sorry. What is your opinion about lockdown? Counting the days until this finishes. All right. Okay, thank you very much. Clappings for your participation. I love teaching, really. I love teaching. You can imagine how much I love teaching. So we finish with this activity and you can do it online. When you see that your students are a bit like, all right, neither yes or no, but don't forget to pre-teach, and especially adverbs, because this is what the students really, really need to know. And teach them how to structure questions, how to make questions. Yes, no questions, no double H questions, no, yes, no questions. So we continue with the next one. Rosario Rodriguez, have you eaten guinea, okay, guinea pig? Cuy in English is guinea pig. Yes, I love it. It's delicious. Edgar Villanueva Mesa, do you like spicy food? Adore it. I just adore it. Okay, thank you so much for your participation. So we go to the next, yeah, we go to the next slide. Sure, Angela, sure. Angela, shall I play the audio? Yes, please. Oh, the audio. Oh, yes, please, but wait, just a second. All right, before that, Angela, can I have the three aspects of vocabulary? And let's go more. Yes, this, all right. Okay, here we have the three aspects of vocabulary. And this is by Joan Sedita. Joan Sedita, based on a research that she did. She started in 2014 and she finished in 2016. And the conclusions were the following. Okay, encourage wide reading. And you have to wonder, but Leo, what does vocabulary has to do with reading? Guys, colleagues, friends, read is the key. And I can tell you because these days I was isolated. I decided to be isolated, but really isolated. And I was rereading a book by Alfredo Rice. And then I had a conversation with my kids and I was using like new words and my kids was telling me like, my kids, you know, they are grown up. They were telling me, Mommy, you're using nice words. Oh, really? And there you are. I got really involved in the world of Alfredo Rice Echenique and in their books. By Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And I disconnect. I was totally disconnect because I didn't feel like doing anything, right? Sorry. So encourage while reading, read. Mind the gap. Watch out. When we talk about while reading, it does not mean the reading that we have in the books, all right? So homework. Exactly, Rocio. Thank you, Mariela. Exactly. Yes, reading provides a lot of new words, But when we're talking about while reading, it means reading besides what we have in the book, all right? Brendita, reading expands your vision. Absolutely. I cannot agree more with you, Brenda. I totally agree with you. Yes. And reading takes you to a country that you've never been, but you can visualize. Yes. So it does help you with vocabulary, but it has to be extensive reading, right? Brenda, reading helps you to improve in, I love you, Brenda. I love you. Yes, it helps you to improve in all aspects. Okay, so read, but it must be a habit. If your children do not see that you're reading, but that you're watching TV and having popcorn, which is not you, I know, Rochi, reading provides a lot of words and increase your vocabulary. Absolutely. Yes, I totally agree with you. And you have to be the model at home, but also you have to be the model for your student. So always carry a book, not to pretend that you're reading, but has the marker there. So your students see charts provides new knowledge. Absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. And when you're visual, you imagine everything that you're reading, okay? But something very important, not just the homework that you have in the book, Maritza Palacios. If you don't read, you can write it. Yes. Maritza, what I was going to say, Maritza. No, I agree with you. Yes. You know, this is like connects to everything because you see the word and it selects here. Marita Palomares, reading helps increase vocabulary when it's for speaking. That's it. That's it. Okay. But something very important. Recommend books to your students. Yes. Recommend books to your students because they don't know what you can even recommend fairy tales at the beginning. Yes, fairy tales at the beginning. And then something that it helps. Okay, so number one, read, read, read. But what does it have to do with vocabulary? A lot. Now, expose students to oral language. Actually, it said expose students to high or professional oral language. We have to be honest. I am non-native speaker, all right? So my students are exposed to my language, which is non-native, and our students are exposed to our language, which is non-native. So, okay, this is the best they can have, but also we can have them exposed to a different kind, to a different source of language, right? For example, and I guess that now we can go to the back, Angelita. Yes. To the, all right, yes, we have, for example, yes, you're going to listen to this just a little, all right? No, Angelita, we cannot listen.
When I was a very young person, I began my career as an actress. Whenever my mother wasn't free to drive me into Manhattan for auditions, I would take the train from suburban New Jersey and meet my father, who would have left his desk at the law office where he worked, and we would meet under the upper platform arrival and departure sign in Penn Station. We would then get on the subway together, and when we surfaced, he would ask me, "Which way is north?" I wasn't very good at finding north in the beginning, but I auditioned a fair amount, and so my dad kept asking me, "Which way is north?" Over time, I got better at finding it. I was struck by that memory yesterday while boarding the plane to come here, not just by how far my life has come since then, but by how meaningful that seemingly small lesson has been. When I was still a child, my father developed my sense of direction.
That's enough.
And now,
That's enough, Marilyn. Okay, Angela, lovely. Yes. All right. Students should be exposed to the language. All right. Yes. So with the teachers, but also we have, for example, this, we have something which is great, which is TED, all right? But we have to just choose just short segments. And of course, we have to let them know first the questions that they have to answer. I chose something interesting, but you are teachers. And then we can expose students to this, which is native. And also we can expose to something students like, which is songs, right? Angelita, I don't know if we have ready the song by Queen. All right, that one, a little. I love Queen. Thank you so much. Right, thank you so much. All right, thank you. All right, so we will go back to the aspects, right? Yes, and this is what it is meant by exposure. Yes, a student should be exposed to the language, all right? Exposed to the language. First, you know, read, then expose the students to our language, okay? And they should expose to authentic material. Linda Chavez, totally agree, all right, yes. And then if we go to the, to number, to the, I don't know if I have it here, yes. All right, yes. It's, all right, what in the last, because it was about the aspects, the key aspects of vocabulary, the last one was promote word consciousness that I already mentioned, and that, but this is very important, okay? It's not just, you know, teaching a word and teaching the meaning just because of teaching, just because of the sake of mentioning the meaning of a word, but we have to teach it in a complete way, in such a way that the student knows when, how, where, why it is used, all right, in a complete way. All right, so we, oh my God, yes, it's 7:30. Shall I go to the conclusion, please, Angela? Shall I go? Because I can send the, you can send my PowerPoint to all the attendees. Now, the conclusion, all right, it's that the number of words in your meaning vocabulary store, okay, what we can have in our head, the store is totally, is absolutely, is directly related to how much you read. Yes, 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 and yes. So children who read the most, what? Have a biggest repertoire of words. You can say vocabularies as well. Yes, yes, it is all right. Just a second. I'm going to write. And then, okay, and children who read the most have the biggest repertoire of words, lexical items, collocations. Sorry, that was my mistake. Collocations, idiomatic expressions. But children who read only when they are assigned something to read. So what I was saying, for example, just from the school, they have a smaller repertoire. So they have a smaller vocabulary, right? The time went really, really fast, okay? But I am very happy to have had a magnificent audience, really, a magnificent audience, and I feel this good goosebumps, all right? I feel these goosebumps, which means escalofríos. Thank you very much, and we're going to start the questions and answers, please. Right.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, dear Leonor, for this great presentation. We already have a few questions.
Right.
Now, Mr. Corbilela and Pamela, can you read the question for Mrs. Leonor Marín, please?
Of course. Thank you so much, Ms. Leonor, for such a great presentation. It was very nice. All the audience was impacted. So one question would be if you have any recommendation for those teachers who are starting teaching. You know that listening is a difficult skill for everybody, for our students and for us too. So please, any advice for those teachers who are starting teaching, especially listening in this remote work?
Oh, for listening, not vocabulary, but listening.
Yes, for teaching listening and vocabulary in this remote work.
All right, yeah. I guess that listening should be primarily done by the teacher himself, right? By the teacher himself. And this is something that it should be done on a major basis, okay, on a major basis. I don't know about the material that you would have this year. The material that you have has listening parts, yes? No?
Well, listening, no. We are focused on reading and writing, but but now we are going to start working more on listening skills and speaking. So that is why. Sorry?
But you don't have like listening, for example, listening material.
We work with a Aprende Casa strategy from Minedu. Well, we have worked with some listening material, but 2 or 3 times, I think, last year. And now this year, we don't know exactly how this is going to be. That's why we need some recommendations.
Right. Okay. Yeah, it is a difficult situation, and then it is something that unfortunately make students, make teachers stress, and this is the least that I want you to feel. I'm going to contact, you all, so you can really show me a picture of what this is going to be like, and I can help with some listenings. We can do some listenings. Remember that I co-author a book for teachers from secondary schools, and we did the listenings. We didn't have any native speaker doing the listenings. We did the listening, so maybe we, in this time, after, I don't know, after 20 years, we can do the thing, the same thing as well. So that could be my piece of advice for the teacher, and something, and I want to congratulate the teacher on raising this question, because with that question he has raised an idea as well. Yes, that's a great idea that I have I've just had it.
Thank you, Ms. Leonor. One more question. Do you know any web pages to practice vocabulary and listening skills for teachers and for students too? Or can you recommend some of them, please?
Yes, I very much would recommend British Council. British Council has different pages. Teaching English is one of them. And then the resources, teaching English resources, teaching English primary, teaching English secondary, teaching English pronunciation, teaching English listening, teaching English methodology. So I highly recommend teaching English. Also, Rilo Andes is helping a lot as well. So I would recommend both of them. Yes.
Thank you so much, Ms. Leonor, for answering our questions. Thanks a lot. Now, Ms. Mariela, I don't know if you want to add anything.
Yeah, yes. Thank you, dear Pamela. On behalf of English Teachers in Peru community, dear Leo, thank you for this amazing webinar. El día de hoy hemos tenido más de 500 maestros conectados a este webinar, muy atentos a todas las actividades que has podido plasmar para todos ellos, para poder trabajar el vocabulario, algo que realmente es tan importante, un input tan importante para poder fortalecer el speaking, el writing, ¿no? Para poder tener resultados con nuestros estudiantes. Y como tú sabes, querida Leito, en este contexto para nosotros es bastante complejo hacerlo y las ideas que nos han dado han sido geniales. Una vez más, muchísimas gracias por haber compartido el día de hoy y por haber aceptado nuestra invitación.
A ustedes mi agradecimiento y que siga, mira, he visto recién ahora todo lo que tienen, ¿no? Y estoy gratamente impresionada y felicitaciones a ustedes por todo el trabajo en conjunto, en equipo, ¿no? Y bueno, pues el secreto está trabajar en equipo. Las felicitaciones nuevamente y anytime, cuando quieran, cuentan conmigo.
Muchísimas gracias, querida Leonor. Sí, definitivamente el equipo administrativo, somos más de 20 administradores. En este momento estamos presentes como 6 administradores, pero todos los demás están detrás de la pantalla, ayudando en los comentarios, en una y otra cosa, al tanto de todo, ayudando a los teachers también a fijar algunos links. Es un trabajo en equipo en la comunidad. Querida Leo, yo te voy a pedir que nos acompañes, por favor, hasta el final para poder tener la foto de equipo. Quiero dar solo una pequeña instrucción en este momento a todos los teachers. Quisiera dar un comunicado muy importante. Hemos recibido antes el exit ticket. Yo sé que ya están desesperados por el exit ticket, ya lo vamos a compartir ahorita. Hemos tenido algunos mensajes a través de nuestra página de Facebook indicándonos, y queremos deslindar completamente de esto, indicándonos que han realizado algún pago por un curso de capacitación. Entendemos que nuestra comunidad, que es English Teachers in Peru, todos los eventos que nosotros realizamos son completamente gratuitos. Todos, ¿no? Desde los grupos de estudio de preparación que tenemos, en los que pueden dar fe los colegas que están participando, que son más de 300, que lo están haciendo a través de WhatsApp, en donde los administradores comparten material elaborado por nosotros mismos, casuísticas y demás cosas que se hace de manera completamente gratuita. Todos los webinars de igual manera son completamente gratuitos por tener de repente la bondad de ponentes como Leonor Marín el día de hoy, que nos aceptan la invitación de poder compartir con todos ustedes, teachers. Y entendemos que de repente por ahí hay algunos grupos de WhatsApp que de repente puedan confundir, ¿no? Puedan confundirlos por el nombre, pero nuestro nombre es English Teachers in Peru, nada más. Y tienen los logos oficiales. Nosotros, ni mi persona, ni los administradores promovemos cursos de capacitación para, al menos con costo en este momento, ¿no? Con algún pago o algún precio, ¿no? Entonces, queremos hacer este deslinde y pedirles que no se confundan, por favor, porque sí, yo sé que hay algunos grupos que, bueno, por el éxito de repente que tiene la comunidad, llevan el nombre y algo más agregado y de repente pueden confundirse los maestros, ¿no? Y de repente por esa misma razón hacen este tipo de consultas, pero desde ya estoy haciendo la aclaración, por favor, todo lo que viene de la comunidad, del equipo administrativo, de toda nuestra familia, porque nosotros nos sentimos así, somos maestros de diferentes partes del país, del Perú, que estamos unidos con un solo corazón por un mismo objetivo, que es compartir y aportar en nuestra área, para todos crecer juntos. Solamente eso. Gracias, querida Leonor, tenía que hacerlo para que no se vaya a volver a hacer
problema.
de todas maneras. Y ahora sí, vamos a continuar con el exit ticket, el registro de asistencia. Para eso nos ayuda mi estimado Kevin Laura.
Thank you so much, Miss Mariela, and thank you so much, Miss Leonor. It was an amazing webinar for us. All teachers are so happy that we have you today. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, dear teachers, do not forget the exit ticket will be available for 20 minutes, all right? So I will try to spell this just in English first time, later in Spanish. It's the same thing as we usually know, right? So do not forget this. It's a capital letter E, T, all right? No more capital letter. We continue with I, capital letter P, and 11 because this is our 11th webinar, all right? So I will try to say this in Spanish so it will be much easier to understand and get it. No nos olvidemos, HTTPS, dos puntos, dos slash, no, slash, 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 CUTT punto LY, slash, E mayúscula, T mayúscula, I minúscula, P mayúscula y el número 11. E mayúscula, T mayúscula, I minúscula, P mayúscula, 11. No nos olvidemos, debemos estar un poco más familiarizados con la primera parte del exit ticket, que frecuentemente y siempre ha sido https://cutt.ly. Y lo que sí cambia frecuentemente es la última parte, ¿no? Como estoy mencionando nuevamente, E mayúscula, T mayúscula, I minúscula, P mayúscula, 11. No nos olvidemos que estará disponible por 20 minutos. En el vivo estoy observando que ya está fijado el exit ticket, así que los invitamos a revisar, correcto, a tenerlo presente para que puedan trabajarlo. Allí está fijado. Gracias, estimada Jacqueline H., que ha compartido. José Ortega, el profesor José Ortega también ha compartido, así que está allí disponible para ustedes, para que puedan observarlo. Pero está fijado. Fíjense ustedes en el vivo, evidencian la opción que dice comentario fijado y ya está el link. Solamente hacen clic y pueden ya completar, ¿no?, la información que se está solicitando. Y no se olviden de enviarlo lo más pronto posible durante estos 20 minutos que estará disponible. Muchas gracias. Estimada Miss Mariela.
Muchísimas gracias a ti, querido Kevin, por haber compartido el exit ticket, que yo sé ya todos lo estaban esperando. Ya pueden empezar, por favor, está fijado, pueden empezar a llenar su registro de asistencia. Están preguntando también por aquí sobre si va a haber algún grupo o más de preparación. Justamente vamos a conversar de eso, pero quisiera que me acompañe en este momento Angelita. Angelita, estamos por ahí. Primero vamos a dar la invitación para la próxima semana. Vamos a hablar un poquito sobre los grupos de estudio que tenemos en WhatsApp. Tenemos a todo el equipo de administradores, dentro de ellos está nuestra queridísima Ángela Salazar y todos los administradores en WhatsApp que están dirigiendo el grupo de estudios, que son 2 grupos que hemos aperturado. Hay alrededor de 350 teachers que se están preparando para contrato, nombramiento, a quienes se les facilita material elaborado por los mismos administradores, casuísticas, hay un horario establecido. En este momento estamos continuando como parte de ese fortalecimiento también con estos webinars. Vamos a aperturar vacantes. En este momento, Ángela, ¿cuántos deben haber? ¿Aproximadamente 100?
En vacantes, sí, más o menos unos 100 aproximadamente.
Más o menos unas 100 vacantes. Recuerden que justamente por la cantidad de docentes interesados, yo sé porque esto es, como lo había mencionado antes, completamente gratuito. Justamente por esa razón es que tenemos varias solicitudes y nosotros tratamos de poder cubrir las que realmente sean posibles de atender, ¿no? Al final solamente se pueden cubrir hasta 2 grupos, que son un total de 500 maestros, que es la meta a la que queremos llegar. Poco a poco esto seguramente va a ir creciendo compartiendo y se va a hacer el comunicado mediante nuestro grupo de Facebook, se va a hacer la convocatoria y lo único que nosotros siempre vamos a considerar es que nos sigan, que estén con nosotros en nuestras actividades, en los eventos como el día de hoy, que siempre estemos compartiendo, mostrando una actitud solidaria en cualquiera de nuestras redes, en nuestro grupo de Facebook o tal vez en nuestros grupos en WhatsApp y nosotros consideramos mucho esa identificación con nuestra comunidad y aperturamos este tipo de espacios en los que sin ningún costo ustedes también pueden prepararse, teachers. Y nosotros estamos con ustedes hasta el final, ¿no? Hasta antes de su examen. Vamos a estar ahí tratándolos de apoyar. Bien, ahora sí, Angelita, momento de conocer con qué culminamos la próxima semana.
Así es, la próxima semana, bueno, el viernes tenemos a nuestro querido Jaime, quien estará con nosotros en la segunda parte de Digital Tools to Design Adaptations for Aprendo en Casa. Esto es el día viernes a las 6 de la tarde. No se olviden, por favor, que ya es la segunda parte y vamos a ver muchas herramientas, así que estén súper al pendiente. Y también, Mari,
tenemos para el día sábado. Vamos a cerrar con broche de oro nuestros webinars. Tenemos la visita de nuestra queridísima y reconocidísima Miss Cristel Oyola. Cristel Oyola va a estar con nosotros, va a tocar la competencia de Reading, Developing Competent Readers. Ese es el título del webinar, el próximo sábado a las 6 de la tarde y con esto vamos a culminar todo nuestro ciclo de webinars y recuerden, vamos a considerar su asistencia a la totalidad del ciclo para el tema de la constancia. No se pierdan estos dos últimos webinars, el de Aprendo en Casa, diseñando el material de Aprendo en Casa con Teacher Jaime, ya lo mencionó Angelita, que estamos justo por iniciar y entonces esto realmente nos viene muy bien para hacer nuestras adecuaciones y demás. Y por supuesto, vamos a ir ahora a aprender un poquito más de la metodología de la enseñanza de este skill tan importante que es el reading con Miss Cristel Oyola. Como parte de nuestra preparación para la enseñanza del inglés y para los exámenes que se vienen para los docentes que están en instituciones públicas también, ¿no? Bien, ahora sí, nos despedimos. Angelita, sí, ya llegó la hora de decir bye. Nos colocamos toditos en la pantalla, queridos colegas, administradores, compartimos la pantalla. Gracias, querida Angelita. El día de hoy han estado con ustedes. Ustedes pueden ver aquí de repente en pantalla a los 5 detrás de la pantalla y en la transmisión a Teacher José Ortega Cerruto, pero hay más de 20 corazones latiendo por ahí y haciendo un trabajo en equipo de nuestros administradores en WhatsApp que siempre están al tanto de todo. Somos un grupo que lo único que queremos, una comunidad de aprendizaje, que lo único que queremos es aportar a la educación de nuestra área y recuerden, una vez más, tenemos los logos oficiales, que es el circular, como pueden ver, y el de fondo con nuestro English Teachers in Perú, el logo creado, y yo les voy a decir por nuestra querida Angelita Salazar Barrera, y ha quedado lindo y hermoso, y es el distintivo, así que donde nos vean, verifiquen el logo, por favor, para que nadie lo sorprenda. Ahora sí nos despedimos. Miss Ángela Salazar Barrera, Miss Sulamita Chutén, Miss Pamela Salazar, Teacher Kevin Laura de la Cruz, Teacher José Ortega Cerruto y mi persona. Bye, bye, teachers.